We will start with the last block of this event. The first, yeah, it's extremely sad. The first presentation will be delivered by Dino from ITD. I would like to invite this very special gentleman to join us in the middle and hold a presentation titled "Why Not to Mark Best Mails as Spam?" Something related to the operation of our servers.
Thank you. Good morning, Dino from IT, and let's talk a bit about servers. So, how many of you noticed recent mail delays? You should read your mails more often. Okay, so in essence, we had problems because a few weeks ago our main mail server died, and because that server died, we had a few hours of mail delays. Like the same evening, the new server was up that replaced it. And then 3 days later, two more servers died. The ones in Tallinn. And the thing was, the one that died first, and one of these two were DNS servers, which actually tell like whole internet where are the best servers. So someone comes, I don't know, best.org, and he points it to the server. And when those things die, when all of them die, as it happened in our case, all best services go offline. So then we had and it takes 24 hours for these things to regenerate for the internet. So that's why we had 4 days of mail delays, which translated when you add other traffic that goes through the server to a week or two of delays. Very fun stuff. So how we fixed it? Made sure we have new mail servers to take the load, and make sure that we have new nodes of these DNS servers in order to not get them all dead. So now it takes around 5 servers to die before something happens to us, which hopefully shouldn't happen in a day. Okay, besides that, we also worked a bit about improving security. How many of you have set up at best.org mails for Gmail? Lovely. Okay, you may have noticed that now you don't put your PA password, that you don't put a random password, but there is something you copy from your profile. This is in order to improve security, and this is actually uncrackable 25-digit code. So, yay. Okay, but besides these, there is actually one big threat to our mail servers that still exists, and that's something actually that I as an administrator and we as a department cannot do anything about. Which is why I came here to ask you to share this with your LBGs. So, marking best mails as spam. If you do it, if 2 people do it, actually, to 3, literally whole best mails can stop for a few hours. Then if it's repeated for a few days, then it's repeated for a few weeks, and so on. Like literally, if 3 people mark best mails as spam, we cannot send mails to live.com, Hotmail, and other Microsoft services for a few weeks, which is super nice if you have to deal with mail servers. So please just share with your members to not do these kind of things, and instead to unsubscribe. You don't want to receive a mail, you go to your profile, you go to your best internal, down there you have all the lovely mailing lists you are subscribed to, click on that, and you have an unsubscribe button. Very nice. Or you're lazy, there is a lovely place called helpdesk, and you just contact them, and they'll unsubscribe you from those lists. Questions?
1, 2, 3. Thank you, Dino, for raising the awareness. We'll now take the questions. We're gonna have first from St. Petersburg, Maxim. Martin.
Martin, St. Petersburg, thank you for explanation. I have this kind of question. So, as I understood, it's not happening every time. So maybe you could somehow to make a report how you solve this problem to second generation of IT. Thank you. Did you understand me?
You'll have to clarify which problem do you refer to.
I mean, like in general, it's like problem with services or with serves, and do you get it? Okay.
Okay. So in essence, for all of our server-related problems, we have a part of our wiki which is ITA wiki, administrative wiki, and actually there you like if you encounter a new problem, you document it there. If it's no problem, you just copy paste stuff.
Okay, we have now a question from Erlangen.
Hey, Julian from Erlangen. Just a quick question. Thanks for your presentation. It was really funny. We using streak email tracking in our LBG sometimes. Does this affect the performance or not?
Like I also use streak and I never had performance-related issues.
Okay, any other questions? We have one from Extra Onur.
Thank you, IT, for all the effort. If it's not going to bore us to that, can you maybe tell us why marking as spam is causing this problem?
You all know what spam mail is, right? Okay. In essence, the way spam filters work, they have the automated checks, but actually the strongest check they have is user feedback. So like if a user says this mail is spam, the actual some of the mail servers like Google is a nice one, they don't do this, but like Hotmail does it. If user marks it as spam, 2-3 users mark it as spam, they don't interpret this mailing list is a spam. Like I know if you send me a mail and I mark it as spam, Hotmail, for instance, will not interpret it as you're a spammer, but the mail server you came from is a spammer. You know, it's not something that's completely logical, but again, Microsoft is stupid.
Thanks, Dino, for extra explanation. We have one finger from Extra Antonio.
Extra Antonio, now that you talked about DNS and all that stuff, did you ever thought about changing it to a data center or something that's not in best control, like Amazon or something like that?
Okay, so actually, in our structure, we have both data center-based servers, which we pay for, Naya pays for, and we have free university-based servers. It happens that both of them can go offline, and in those cases, it's very fun.
Okay, I don't see any other questions. Nevertheless, I think it's very important to keep in mind what Dino presented in order to ensure that we have efficient and reliable communication system inside our organization. 1, 2, 3. We have a technical from Skopje.
Teodora LBG Skopje. So me and Extra Nicola have to leave so we can catch the plane. And we wanted to say a proper goodbye because we think you all deserve one. Thank you to LBG Warsaw for organizing such a wonderful event. And also thank you to the International Board. And most of all, thank you. We want to say thank you to the whole plenary for being such an amazing people because you are the reason we had such a wonderful president's meeting this year. And see you again.
Okay, thank you and have a safe trip back home. I will have another technical. I will give permission to Adrian to use the laptop. He's preparing invitation letters for LBG delegates. Alex, there's a technical from Alex. Yeah. Can we lower the temperature of the air conditioning? I believe I see that quite some people don't want to do this. We had... okay, I thought there's another comment. We will now proceed with the next block. I would like to invite Milica and Evi to join us in the middle for the structure presentation.
So, never-ending story about structure. However, there is apparently need for this one because a lot of people requested explanations about structure, departments, projects, and so on. So here it comes. Wrap up of everything that we did these days. Matrix. Oof. So, why? Why we actually changed structure last year? Not, yeah, it was last year, right? 2015. Hanya. Okay, so you have reasons listed over there. First one is a high threshold of international involvement. And we had like very problematic international HR situation, meaning like it took a lot of time to develop, and you had to develop mostly in one direction. And this was causing us troubles in the meaning that we were not able to perform a lot of things. Then 6 big committees working separately. They were like 6 separate hives, and each one of them were working very hard. However, all of them were moving in their own direction, and this was causing like lack of coherency, and whole best was not able to develop as it could. As I said, international HR management, it was very difficult to deal with people in this way. Low focus on projects and development. So we had a lot of work that had to be done, operational work, let's say, and a lot of resources were invested there. So basically, all the development was stopped in order to perform. So we were not developing, we were just existing. And then we didn't have a proper coherency with the LTSP, because LTSP is a lot about development itself. So, reasons. What is changing? What changed? We have reduced size of committees, then focus on horizontal expansion, which means that we are not adding layers of hierarchy in communication, and we are actually thinking more in horizontal way, let's say. Then we separated operational and development work. And yes, this all was working in favor of increased coherency with LTSP. So, what is actually matrix? So, how matrix structure looks like is we have departments and we have projects. Departments are dealing with continuous work, and they have specific knowledge. They're experts in their fields. Then we have projects. They have specific goals, and that they are time-bounded. Departments. Regarding departments, they are smaller teams, as I said before. We reduced the size, so it's top 20 to 25 people per department. Smarter usage of people, meaning that we, inside of the departments, have this operational work, and people are focusing on this. They are already experts, so they can help out even though to those that are not that experienced. And a lot of work is open and more transparent to whole best. Recruitment is being done only through projects. As I said, everybody can join projects of departments. Knowledge base, gathering experts, as I said, and continuous work. 10 departments. I think that you should know all of them, since you voted for their semi-annual action reports so far. So, Evie, can you tell me something about projects, maybe?
Sure. Whoa. Sure. Listen up. Okay, so as Melissa said before, we have an increased number of projects, and most of them are open to everyone. So it doesn't matter if you're in best like 1 year, 1 month, 1 week, whatever. You can join projects. They have a clear set of goals. So it's not something that you need to do the whole time over and over again. You have a specific goal, so you create this project in order to solve this goal. And this is why the project is dissolved upon the completion of the goal. And also projects have a limited amount of resources. Resources, either if it's time and schedule, if it's people, if it's money, everything is limited. So you have a region, you start a project, you accomplish the region, you close the project. Cool? Don't sleep, guys, come on. So we have different types of projects. We have 3 types of projects. The first one is department projects. Every department has a specific number of projects. These projects are either about the operational work of the department, so there are the same projects going again every year or every season or whatever. Either they can be projects to improve something inside the working methods of the department. And all these projects are open in IPP, International Projects Platform, so you should all be able to see them and apply for any of them. Some of them can have specific requirements, but in any case, everything is stated in IPP, so you can see like what is good for you and what you cannot apply to. And there are 2 more categories of projects, ad hoc and strategic. Let's go first to strategic projects. So we have the LTSP, the long-term strategic plan of the organization. And out of this plan, we have some development work that needs to be done. And for this development work, we create projects. So these projects are aligned with the LTSP. But for sure, we can have some development inside the organization that does not come from the LTSP. And for this, we have the ad hoc projects. Cool? Okay, so tell me more. This is just a list of the projects we have now, so you can get an overview of them. EBEC, BCD, PR Strategy, BCC, BEP, UNE. In most of them, you had presentations. UNE, we will find the coordinator next week, actually. And these are projects that we will kick off from now on. You should have read most of them in the annual action plan of BEST or in some report. So if you have any questions for them, you can find us later and we can discuss. And ad hoc is the annual report. So basically what you have in your hands, it is an ad hoc project, something that we do every year and it's not related to the LTSP. And also we have RAI for this year.
One, two, three. Okay. Do we have any questions to Milica and Evie? One from Team Shara. You had some promise before.
What I wanted to ask is if you have noticed any significant improvement in the number of people who are internationally involved.
It's hard actually to say because we are still starting. In a meaning, like overview is hard. Let's say to keep overview. However, there are more people that are taking tasks. Let's say from local level on international side.
Okay, we have one finger from Tallinn, and then next from Brno.
Hi, Taro from Tallinn. Did I understand correctly that some projects can actually be like some tasks that need to be done?
What? Can you rephrase a bit?
Like you mentioned in your presentation about these projects that you can apply on the IPP, and you said something that these are like specific tasks that need to be done. So can a project actually be like a task that a new member can do?
Okay, I don't recall saying this, but basically the difference is the task is quite small. So a task is being performed by 1 to 2 people in a like short amount of time. A project is something that requires a bit more resources. So when you need to work something like over a few months and you need like more than 1 person, let's say, you make it a project. So the scale is different.
Okay, now we're gonna have Brno and then training department. You want to comment also?
The thing that is also different this year is that we have tasks, like task lists of departments are open for anyone to apply. So basically, member can come and take task, like a LPG member, bestie, can come, take a task, do it and leave it.
Okay, now finally Samuel can have a question and afterwards training department.
Samuel from Brno. This is going to be a statement. I just want to say that I really like the new structure. I really like matrix structure, and I think it's going to help us a lot in the years to come.
Okay, Fergus from training department and afterwards Budapest.
Fergus, training department. In the presentation about LBG reports, we saw that the membership level at which besties gain access to PA is very diverse across LBGs. How is the impact in relation to IPP, the International Project Platform, and do you have any recommendations for LBGs?
Basically, give your members PA accounts, please. Limit them, but give them, because through IPP is like the way how they can get to know projects, like its official platform of projects that we have.
Okay, now Gabor from Budapest and afterwards Cluj.
Gabor, Budapest. Has the department any kind of budget or only projects? Has them?
Basically, since we're not a company, let's say, to pay for people or something, the only budget is in case you need to organize an event. So if some department needs a short intensive meeting, a short intensive training, you need to give reimbursement to people and financial aid to the LBG. So this is the kind of financial resources they need.
Okay, now Cluj-Napoca.
Răzvan from Cluj-Napoca. Is there going to be an evaluation of the current structure in the future, maybe IPFs or GM?
Yes, there will be an evaluation. It's too early to evaluate now, but like in 1-2 years for sure they will evaluate it. That's why we're trying to document it this year, so everything is noted down and people can properly evaluate.
Okay, any other questions? I see none, therefore thanks a lot, sweethearts, for these very enlightening presentations. I think now it's safe to say that it's finally clear for me and Burak what's best is about, and we know more about these departments. I hope the rest of the plenary is satisfied as well. Thank you. We will now have presentation from Micah regarding bonding anniversary.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm Micah from Bonding. I guess you already know me. And when I look around here, I actually see a lot of people from lots of different places and people that are really different. So when I think about what actually unites us, it's the love for an organization. It's an organization that has allowed us to really improve ourselves, to develop, to do something new, something challenging. And there's actually some people here who were lucky enough to not only have one organization that has done them to them, but also a few. For me, example, there's not only been Bonding, but there's also been BEST. And to me, it's always been really important to actually pass on this opportunity, to pass on the opportunity for other people, to meet other members from other organizations. And since in next May, we will actually celebrate our 20th anniversary between Bonding and BEST, I think we should really celebrate this, and we should try to